Welcome to reality. You're now on the Code of Mind channel. In March 2024, under extreme secrecy, deep underground on the border of Switzerland and France, the Large Hadron Collider entered a mode officially described as routine testing. But that was a lie for the press. In reality, CERN launched the most powerful quantum simulation in human history. Their goal was to recreate the exact physical conditions of the first microseconds after the Big Bang, the moment when reality itself was assembling out of chaos. At 3:47 a.m., while most of the planet was in deep sleep, the data on the control monitors began to behave in ways that violated the laws of physics. Instead of chaotic particle decay, detectors recorded something else: a self-organizing, perfectly symmetrical repeating structure. Physicists, in restricted chats accessible only to a few, immediately gave it a name: the lattice. This structure didn't just appear out of nowhere. It remained stable. And most disturbingly, it began transmitting encrypted data packets. As if beneath the fabric of space-time there had always been a hidden network, and CERN had accidentally connected to its port. In official internal reports, the result was labeled a critical anomaly. But for us, for the public, there was silence. We were raised to believe that science is transparent, that all data is published, that conclusions are openly discussed. But as we now understand, there was never transparency, and there never will be. To grasp the scale of what we're approaching, you need to understand what the Large Hadron Collider really is. This is not just a laboratory, it is the most complex machine ever built by humanity. A 27-kilometer ring buried 100 meters underground, $5 billion, 10,000 scientists from over 100 countries. Inside that ring, something happens that goes beyond imagination. Protons are accelerated to 99.9% the speed of light. At that limit, matter stops behaving normally. When they collide, they recreate temperatures 100,000 times hotter than the core of the sun. This is where reality melts, where its source code is exposed. In 2012, the world exploded with headlines. CERN announced a triumph. They had discovered the Higgs boson, the so-called God particle. Science celebrated. We were told, the missing piece has been found. The standard model is complete. It felt like the end of the game. We understood the rules. We had won. But that's exactly when things started to break. As scientists analyzed the Higgs boson, they realized something terrifying. It was not the final key. It was a crack. The deeper they looked, the clearer it became. This particle behaves like the tip of an iceberg, hiding something foreign beneath. The map of reality they believed was perfect began to collapse in their hands. Instead of answers, they found holes. And through those holes, something looked back. The realization hit: we are not the owners of this world. We are observers who accidentally broke into a room we were never meant to enter. And what they saw there changed everything. The standard model is the Bible of physics, a precise map of reality, particles, forces, everything. For decades, it worked with terrifying accuracy, up to 12 decimal places. But today, it is officially broken. It doesn't work. Mainstream science pretends everything is under control. But inside CERN, panic is growing. Here are 3 anomalies that cannot be explained. These are not small errors. They are evidence of another layer beneath reality. Anomaly 1. The weight problem. In 2022, scientists measured the mass of the W boson. It was heavier than physics allows. Imagine buying 1 kilogram of sugar and the scale shows 3. In particle physics, this is a disaster. If true, our entire understanding of matter is wrong. Years have passed. Silence remains. Because admitting this means admitting we don't understand reality at all. Anomaly 2. The muon's motion. The muon, a heavier version of the electron. It should behave predictably. But recent data, 2024-2025, shows it moves differently, faster, as if something unseen is pushing it. Scientists call it new physics. But we both understand this is interference from another layer of reality. Anomaly. 3. Disappearance, the most disturbing one. B-mesons decay in ways that break all predictions. Energy and information simply vanish. They leak out of our dimension. 3 direct hits to everything we believed. The map we trusted for 50 years is a stage prop. Behind it, there is a void. And what's inside it has nothing to do with textbooks. We are watching a system that keeps producing errors, while engineers at CERN desperately try to patch reality itself. Now think about this. Gravity. It holds oceans. It moves planets. Yet it is the weakest force. You can lift a paperclip with a small magnet. In that moment, a tiny magnet overpowers the gravity of Earth. Why? Scientists struggled for decades. And now they are finding an answer that is deeply unsettling. There is a real hypothesis: extra dimensions. According to it, gravity appears weak because it is leaking. Imagine our reality as a sheet of paper. Light, atoms, matter. Everything is stuck to it. We are trapped in 3D space. But gravity is not. It passes through, into other dimensions. We only see its shadow, while its full force exists somewhere else, beyond our perception. CERN was deliberately searching for proof of this leakage. Scientists collide particles and carefully track the energy after impact. And this is what they found. Sometimes the energy doesn't add up. Momentum appears, but detectors don't register it. It literally shoots into emptiness. But in physics, energy cannot simply disappear. If it vanishes from our world, it must be going somewhere. And if gravity is flowing somewhere, then there must be a place for it to flow into. Scientists call this extra dimensions, hyperspace. We can call it anything: backstage, the technical layer, or the next level of the simulation. This is not just theory. This is physical evidence that a vast invisible space exists next to us. A space that constantly drains energy from our world. We are living in a room with an open door that we cannot see. But gravity sees that door, and constantly escapes through it. The only question left is, what, or who, is on the other side, watching us try to solve a puzzle with missing pieces? Now think about this. Everything you see, your loved ones, this screen, the stars and galaxies, is only 4% of what actually exists. This is not conspiracy. This is official science. The remaining 96% is what physicists call the dark sector, dark matter and dark energy. We live in a world where almost everything around us is something we cannot touch, see, or measure. CERN is officially spending billions to find this hidden world. For over a decade, scientists tried to confirm supersymmetry. The idea: every particle in our world has a shadow twin: photon, photino, quark, squark. A mirror world, existing right here, side by side with us. But the collider found nothing. Not a single twin. Science is stuck. They say, maybe they're just too heavy. But we understand the truth. The dark sector is not just other particles. It is another operating system. One we do not have access to. A special role in this mystery belongs to the ALICE experiment. This detector studies quark-gluon plasma. At CERN, they recreate the state of matter from the first moments after the Big Bang. In this state, no atoms, no molecules, no separation between you and me. Everything is a single substance. Physicists call it a perfect liquid. This is the foundation of reality. The world before the system assembled it into familiar objects. Pure code. The raw layer from which the matrix constructs our visible 4%. But what exists in the remaining 96%? Beyond the limits of perception, something is happening. The dark sector is not empty. It is the real world. Vast. Complex. and our existence is just a thin film stretched across its surface. We see only the surface of the ocean, not realizing there is an abyss beneath. And CERN has already begun to breach the barrier separating our aquarium from that deeper reality. Now we move to a concept officially called vacuum instability. Unofficially, the delete everything button. To understand this, our universe may exist in what physicists call a false vacuum. Imagine a ball resting not at the bottom of a valley but on a small ledge. It looks stable, but it isn't. One small push, and it falls. If our universe is in such a state, then at any moment, anywhere in space, a bubble of true vacuum could form, and it would expand at the speed of light. You wouldn't feel anything. Inside that bubble, physics itself changes. Atoms stop existing. Matter, time, light, erased instantly. Stephen Hawking warned before his death, the parameters of the Higgs boson suggest that our universe is metastable. This is not speculation, this is math. We are sitting on a ticking system. CERN receives billions to test how stable this ledge really is. But the real question is this pure science? Or is someone testing the limits of the system itself? If reality is a simulation, then vacuum decay is not a disaster. It is a reset script. And maybe the collider is not searching for particles at all. Maybe it is searching for the reset point, the button that wipes everything. If something goes wrong, we are observers inside a program that can receive a command, format C, and the tools to execute that command are already in human hands. Now the real question, who are you in this system? A random particle trapped in 4% of visible matter? Or an observer with access to the remaining 96%? Many are afraid that physics is breaking. But this is not a collapse. This is permission. When the map breaks, it means your path is no longer fixed. You are no longer a cog in a rigid system. A glitch in the code is your opportunity to rewrite it. Quantum mechanics states, the observer changes the outcome by simply observing. This is not philosophy. This is a physical law. Your awareness, your attention, are tools that directly affect reality. CERN tries to break reality from the outside, using massive energy to see what's behind the curtain. You can do the same from the inside. The tools are identical, attention and observation. While you sleep in routine, you are part of the 4%. But the moment you shift your focus, you become an anomaly. The system is not afraid of colliders. It was built to absorb them. The only thing it fears is an observer who wakes up. Because then you understand, the control was always yours. Your future is not something that happens. It is something you choose to observe. Thank you for being with me on this channel. I wish you the best possible branch of reality. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Take care.